Thank you for joining us on our Family First Life Tri-State Serve the People podcast. We appreciate you tuning in, spending your time to develop and grow with us. Follow us, please, on all our social media platforms at Family First Life Tri-State or FFL Tri-State. We love you. Keep listening, and I hope this information is serving you across the country. All right, everybody, thank you for jumping on with us. We are back in the saddle, fresh off convention with our Tri-State Trends podcast. I got Senior Vice President Shawn Barnes of FFL Ascent. They're obviously on the climb. Exciting stuff. But Shawn, you were at convention front and center. You had an army of people with you. And I wanted to know from you, is this, first off, was this your second convention or your first? This was your second. Number 2. That's right. You went to Orlando last year. So talk to me a little bit. This was obviously the biggest event we've ever had, which is incredible. But talk to me a little bit about some of your takeaways, some of the highlights for you from this convention.
Well, Mark, one, I appreciate you having me on, man. You don't know how pivotal you were in the early stages of this, and just from a mindset standpoint, just conversations we had about family and what it means to come from where we came from and find success here at Family First Life. So I appreciate you, my man, and thanks for having me on. One of the big things that I really talked to my agents about was last year it was just me at convention, and then my wife made it for the last day.
Wow.
And so now I got to take managers to dinner and express my gratitude to them.
Wow.
For helping me build this thing. And so now coming out of that, it was just so eye-opening how hungry some of these agents are to better their future, how hungry they are to help families. And I'm here for them all the way. And so the next 60, 90 days, I'm all in trying to get them as successful as they can be, whatever it takes from an activity standpoint, from a training standpoint, however I can help, that's what I'm going in on.
That's awesome. How'd it feel? Here's what I vividly remember is Orlando last year. You looking for me and us meeting. I think it was backstage. We got a chance to talk. And you were so green and you wanted to do so well and you were trying to figure it out. And you kind of took off. I mean, like I saw your movements in March, April, and just kind of how you took off. And then obviously you built this thing that's helping over 300 families a month pretty quickly as an organization. And your ability to go out there and meet with multiple families a week and serve, over 40, 50 families a month has been incredible, So you took off after last year's convention. And to hear you say this year you had the opportunity to actually have managers with you and talk to them about your gratitude towards them and their ability for you to all work together and build this thing. How did that feel, man?
That was humbling. That's the only word I can use to describe it because we're all independent. And so I don't write anybody's check. That's not how this thing works. And so the fact that there are people willing to ride this and grind this out with me, it's humbling. 100%.
That's fantastic. Now, what were some highlights that some of them took out of this event?
I think one, just the inspiration of seeing so many people with so many stories that all have a different why other than financial reasons. And so I think them finding other agents that they can identify with to bring out that same why was massive. Just seeing the camaraderie and the energy in that room from not only my wife, but all the other agents, just all wanting to make the world a better place. Right. And so that was just a phenomenal thing to see. And you can't replicate that.
No doubt. I got the chance to talk to Sam, after that event. And I'm going to be having him on a podcast with me real soon. But it's just amazing. I saw a lot of aha moments too from your group. And the other thing here is that you had all kinds of speakers. You had FFL speakers, you had non-FFL speakers. Like what was some of your who was your favorite non-FFL speaker and why?
I would say that's a tough one for one,
Mm-hmm.
but I would say Dave Anderson
Right.
from a pure, hey man, we got a lot of work to do from a personal standpoint.
Mm.
But Austin Hatch, a lot of people don't know this. My team know this, but Austin Hatch is actually from the same hometown, my hometown.
Really?
And so my grandfather was on the school board with his dad
Wow.
at their high school. So I remember when that whole story took place, but I've never heard him tell the story.
Wow.
And so it was in the news, just a massive, massive event. And so a lot of that grit, the resilience it takes to fight.
Wow.
And, FFL Ascent has gone through some things where we had to have some grit, but that's what makes the world go round.
Yeah.
And so hearing him break down that word grit and what it means to fight and be resilient, it was huge for me. I needed that.
Wow. Yeah, he was great, man. I mean, I didn't know that, obviously. I didn't know he was from your hometown, and you knew that story, very vividly well. And, of course, the connection made sense to you. But, dude, I mean, he's a stud. I mean, that's just what he went through in life, and his ability to fight through it and tell the story. Like, come on, man. That's serious stuff. And, God, I didn't know you were that close to the situation. Wow, that's awesome. So, I mean, that's a great takeaway. What were some things that you want to put in play coming fresh off convention? Some goals or some aha moments that you said, you know what, we got to do this?
Yeah. So one of the first things we implemented right out of the gate was team live dials. And we started that this past Monday. And so we got agents on there now dialing, and they'll be on there throughout the day, throwing out some different things that are going to incentivize them to participate in the live dials. But it's funny, majority of the ones who are on the live dials were the ones at that convention. And so that's no secret as to why. And so that was one of the big things. But then also really helping my managers and the agents who are really trying to do something with this thing, figure out what their goals are and what their why is, and help them reach that. And so that's kind of the process we've been putting into place, is really trying to help and develop each manager from a personal side, but also from the business side of this, to figure out what they really want to do and how can I play a small role in helping them get there.
That's awesome, man. Empowering your leaders, your people who are looking to grow, to become the best versions of themselves. And, those sound like, immediate orders, immediate steps, marching orders was the word I was looking for, that you're looking to put into play. What is your goals? What are your goals? Because convention has a way of like raising the bar, getting people to perk up, getting people to kind of want to dominate their flaws, dominate in their strength zone, and empower them to kind of want to take this thing to another level. So you might have went in convention with some goals. Sometimes you come out of convention with bigger goals. What are some of your goals now as far as serving families, saving agents, and taking this thing to the next level?
So we hit Hall of Fame last year, and that was not for me. That was for my team. I desperately needed to prove that model, that it can be done. Despite the overthinking, despite everything that comes with this process, I needed to do that. So I think this year I plan to hit Hall of Fame again, plan to have 400 families again. But also from an agency standpoint, I know it's going to involve helping the agents I work with also reach their goals. And so we want to be helping 500 families a month by June. And then we want to double that by the end of the year. So by the end of the year, we want to be helping 1,000 families a month. And I know I can't do that on my own. And so that's going to involve me really going in on these agents and helping them get there. So that's where we want to be at.
That's awesome, man. I mean, again, you guys are killing it. You guys are serving a lot of families, a ton of families, and only on the swing up. Obviously convention was a unbelievable event, seamless and just jam-packed, exciting. 2023 is going to be even crazier. To imagine that, Shawn, that because you remember 2021, pandemic year, 7 cities, where we have, maybe over 1,000 in Orlando, maybe, and then to be in Miami with at least over 12,000, is insane. So 2023 is going to be crazy. And obviously my goal, your goal, everybody's goal is to try to get as many people there as possible. Obviously we want to deliver on an awesome 2022 first. But man, it's getting wild, brother. I mean, your thoughts on, getting wrapped into this jet stream as we close out.
It's mind-boggling. The speed at which we are growing, the speed at which Shawn Mike is just running, and we're all just trying to keep up. And so, yeah, you go in a convention with some goals and you come out and you realize they're not intimidating enough.
Wow.
And so I'm ready for what this thing is going to throw at us. I'm ready for the ride that we're going to experience, and convention next year is going to be crazy.
No doubt. My man, FFL Ascent, trending in the right direction. Shawn Barnes, appreciate you, all you do. I'm so excited about what you've done in a short 12 months. Man, you're such a stud. It's so great to see your wife by your side at the event and to get to see her again. And just, it's awesome working with you guys. And I'm looking forward to big things coming from you. Appreciate all you do, brother.
Appreciate you, Mark. Thank you.
Time to dominate, y'all. Let's keep it rolling. God bless. Take care.